Do you try to build others up more than tear them down? Does it make you feel better when you build people up? Do you feel more helpful when you build people up? When you try to be positive, when you pick out the good things about them instead of the bad things about them, when you talk well about others instead of negatively about others. Welcome to Be a Better Person, a channel all about self-improvement, self-care, self-love, positivity, helping you be better so you can be better for others and maybe teach them to be better for themselves. Today's topic discussion is building up. Again, always remember that I am not perfect at any of these things. I have my moments, I have my slips, I have my falls, especially at work, especially with my close family. And I'm trying to change those things. And my ideas, thoughts, processes may not be something that works for you, may be something that just works for me. But these are some ideas that maybe can help us be better. So imagine if everyone worked harder at building others up instead of tearing them down. Just imagine how much better that would be, how much better that would make the world. But I don't know if it's because of societal programming, of how we're taught to be successful in school with good grades, how we're always supposed to be competitive with other people, if that sometimes makes us tear other people down. And like I said, this is not only just for others, this is for ourselves, building ourselves up instead of tearing ourselves down. Because, I think that the majority of us are always harder on ourselves than anyone else would ever be. I can't get inside other people's heads, but I know that's how I feel. I've been throughout my life, is that I've always been harder on myself internally than anybody else would ever be, no matter what mistakes I made or things that I did. So, just one of those things. So gossip's been a big thing. How when you meet with some friends, you talk about other friends and things that are shortcomings on them. Wouldn't it be a lot better if we started talking about all the things that are better about what people do? And so I'm going to take a second right here about some things. And one thing is for our friend Rochelle. So I remember one point when she said stuff about wanting to lose weight. And she had said it many, many times. And finally, one time I just said, "You're never going to lose weight. Why don't you just stop talking about it?" Well, guess what? I'm sure my opinion didn't matter, but I was negative Nelly. And she has now, she's working out. She's doing things. She's consistent. Hopefully it continues. I think she eats healthier. And she has really lost a lot of weight. And besides any of that, I just want, if she ever watches this video, to know I'm very proud of her for the efforts that she has made and her consistency. I follow her on Instagram, and like I said, awesome job that she's done. Another thing is I have two co-workers, relatively young individuals, 19 and 24, Dylan and Blake, two people who, for the most part, really impress me and make me think that I wish I could be that kind of a person. Dylan, especially for being so young, his responsibility, his outlook on life, he just really does not usually ever get down. He's always relatively positive, which I just really wish I could be more that way, because I still have my moments when I'm not positive. So I'm just trying to find ways that I admire people. Oh, another person, Tim Dixon. If you're out there, I don't really know him that well. He was a person who helped out my little brother when he was younger in Taekwondo. And I've met him briefly, but I follow him on the Facebooks. And, you want to talk about a person that I wish I could emulate, a person who's motivated, devoted, consistent, just like I said, overall phenomenal on the things that he's done. And just shows that if you work really, really hard at stuff and you stay focused on a goal, that anything's possible. Just another person, like I said, I admire from far. I don't think he knows that I admire him. I'm going to go through one more really quick. Theron Ferguson, another guy, was a dealer with me when we worked at the casino, and he just worked really, really hard to become a realtor and then to get his broker license, and then opened his own business and is very successful now. just again, somebody who saw their dream, saw their goal, and worked hard at it. Anyways, there's some building up that I just did, and I'm going to try and do more of it in the future. But let's look at maybe some reasons why we tear down instead of build up. So I think one of the biggest things is because we don't love ourselves and we're not happy with ourselves. And if we tear others down, it makes us feel better about ourselves and our shortcomings and our flaws. Instead of embracing them and saying, that's just who I am. Yes, I failed, but I learned from it and I'm going to move on to the next thing. It's easier just to go, oh, well, they this or they that or blah, 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 bad things about them. Getting back to the societal programming about how we're supposed to compete with each other. And if you're competing with somebody, guess what? If you tear them down, it makes you feel better about yourself, or you can feel like you're better than them or higher than them, or you've done more than them, instead of the only person you should be competing with is yourself, not anybody else. And you should praise other people. And why can't we all be successful? Why can't we all be good? Let's not compete. Let's help. And so I think internally, I think it's easier to judge ourselves and others. This is something that I've consciously and constantly try to focus on, because I find myself slipping back when I see the vehicle somebody's driving, or I see the way that they look, or I make bad decisions, and I think things poorly, and I kind of try to catch myself and say, wait, you don't know anything about them. Why don't you stop doing that? And let's give myself and others grace, and let's try and say, hey, maybe this is the reason why this is like that. Let's build them back up. I really want to work harder on telling my children how proud I am of them, and what a joy they were to raise, and what they're a joy to be with right now. So again, building up, making sure that my spouse, who I don't probably do enough, that she knows how much I appreciate her support and the things that she does to make my life so much easier. Like I said, yeah, without her, sometimes I'm very, very critical. I mean, not as bad as I used to be. I was hideously terrible before. I need to still just work on appreciating her more, not taking her for granted. Like I said, it's even as small as pointing out positives in strangers to build them up. Like a compliment on, oh, wow, your hair looks really nice. Or, oh, man, that makeup suits. Or, oh, those shoes, those are awesome shoes. Or, man, your car looks really nice. Simple little things like that. And who knows? I mean, I think really what I want to do is I want to pick a day this week. And that's what I'm going to do all day long. Build up. No matter who I see, what I see, point out something. Pay attention to whether I'm tearing down or building up, and then make sure that I'm working a lot harder on building up in every interaction. And then hopefully I can turn that motivation into consistency, into a habit of not even having to think about it, and it just happens. And I'm just, if I catch myself tearing down, I'm going to flip it as quickly as I can into building up. And just, why am I trying to tear down? Why? Does it help anything? Does it make anything better? And I'm going to see if it makes a bigger difference. Are there any things that you do to ensure that you're always building people up? Are there things that you've tried to stop doing as far as judging and tearing down? Is there a process involved in any of this? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments, just because I want to learn. I want to get better. And always remember, your smile makes me smile. Be helpful, be grateful, be kind. And until next time, I hope life treats you well. Have a great day.